Welcome in, everybody, to our 30th session of Mother's Jail. Tonight's episode is titled Negotiations, and it is the first session of our 8th chapter. That chapter is titled The Fall Offensive. Last time, when we all got together, in the before times when we were all still happy, you all had returned from the Dead Isles having slain Azir, or the corrupted form of Azir, and returned with Shizu of the Azir, the former, well, not leader, but head of state, so to speak, for the Azir people, who was supposed to be dead, but as it turns out, she wasn't dead. In fact, when Dragon came to the Dead Isles and started murdering everybody, she very purposely left Shizu alive to let her wallow in her misery and what she had brought upon her people. And Shizu did exactly that. She was pretty down. She's still, I would say, pretty down.
Yeah.
She is being driven by a strong urge for vengeance and spite. Those are definitely things that have her continuing to soldier on. Yeah, mood. Shizu has, in the span of 2 weeks, become the most relatable character in this story. But you all returned to the city of Highwall to find out that, in your absence, the Second Chances had led a daring escape, or a daring raid on Fort Whitewind, and had managed to take the fort, and in doing so, have now opened up the path to assault the City of Three Roads and begin the push of getting the Draconic Legion out of the north, which your goal is to try to do that before the end of fall, before winter sets in. It was not without some consequence, though they did fairly well, as Asuka returned with a broken arm, and you all didn't give her any shit about it whatsoever, so that was great. Appreciate that. Wow, did anyone just lag out there like crazy, or was that just me?
You're still fine on Video Ninja, but I can tell the stream is cooking.
Yeah.
Not cooking. The opposite. Oh, it's coming back.
Okay. Yeah, that didn't look good.
Oh no.
It hard froze
It
for like
did.
a solid 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. In addition, you were able to meet up with Calica, who is Ayla's sister, who she let you know that after being assigned to the Draconic Legion, she was selected for a Special Forces team, which she was very excited about, until she actually got to experience what the Special Forces was. Turns out she was being used to more accurately train Special Forces, as her and her allies were placed into training simulations with more of the prototype, which she calls, oh gosh, what did she call them? I had that in my list.
Nagas?
Naga, yes, thank you. The Naga. And by training simulation, I mean, here's your weapon, go out and survive for as long as you can. And she was the last one standing when she was found by Melody and brought back. She had some pretty severe wounds, one of them a corrupted wound, which had to be cured. Luckily, Layla was able to patch her up and keep her from falling to corruption, which is good. In addition, Miss Nova went and tried to offer some comfort to Shizu, which was
some words of
words of comfort, as your demigoddess has dictated you do so.
Yeah, she sure has.
Yep. And Layla also checked in on Ayla to see how the whole lightning thing was going. And as it turns out, not great is the answer.
The situation evolved.
The situation did evolve as Ayla kind of felt herself starting to get very tingly all over, and then opened her mouth and blasted lightning out through and blew it like clearly through the wall, which was bad. Ayla, have you added your magic item or your blessing, quote unquote, that I sent you?
I don't remember if I actually put that in the sheet because it's been a minute.
Please go add it if you have not. You have that until I say otherwise.
Yay!
It is it's not good. It is definitely killing you over time. But
It's a lot of words.
but you do have some cool powers in the meanwhile. That's where we left off, and I think that's probably a great spot for us to pick up as Ayla. There are guards rushing over. There are doctors rushing over because you have just blown a hole in the side of the medical pavilion, and there's dust being kicked up everywhere. People are coughing and hacking. It's not great.
I think Ayla's probably just standing there, like, starting off with what the fuck just happened, and then, you know, slowly rising horror. I just sneezed a wall out of existence.
We should probably see if anybody was hurt by that, and maybe cover your mouth next time.
You are concerned that you might not have a hand had you covered your mouth.
Cover your mouth. We're not there, right? It's just Layla and Ayla.
You are probably all
I was gonna
hauling
say, wasn't
ass over there.
Yeah,
It,
well, yeah.
it
Oh, I thought it was
resounded
the-
through the whole area.
I thought it was somebody was up like immediately on the other side.
We were.
I
on
can't
our way-
remember if that was real or if we were joking about that.
I think we were joking about people getting vaporized with the wall.
We were what do you call it? We were meeting the second chances that just got back.
Yes. So yes, the second chances and the remainder of the party hurry on over towards the noise and where all the guards are running. And indeed, as you guys get there, you see a large section of the medical pavilion is just missing. Are you okay?
Yep, I was practicing my accent. Sorry.
Oh, okay. A large section of the wall of the medical pavilion is just flat out missing, and Ayla is kind of standing there in shock, and Layla's like looking her over as one of the guard captains comes up and is like, "Was there a bomb? What happened?"
No, we're not under attack or anything. Just complicated magical condition.
I see. He looks towards the missing wall. This come from you? He asks and points at you, Ayla.
I sneezed.
Okay, well, there's a lot of dust in here now, so we're gonna have you kind of come outside. And he like puts a hand on your shoulder and starts moving you out.
I don't think she resists at this point.
Yeah. So yeah, Nova, Ramiel, and Brayley, that's what you see as you arrive.
What is this?
We're not quite sure at this point, but not great.
All right.
Romeo walks up to the guard. We'll take it from here, soldier.
Yeah. I'm gonna get some help to try to fix this. Maybe we can get a tarp or something. And he goes off to go do that.
Nova rushes up to Ayla. What is... Listen, if you wanted to practice some of your abilities, there were easier places to go.
It wasn't. I felt tingly, and then Layla was asking questions, and then got a little worked up, and I sneezed, and now the fucking wall is gone.
You sneezed, and the wall is gone.
Yep.
That must have been some sneeze.
It seems I lost my accent. It seems as though it's perhaps related to our recent trip.
With Azure, you mean?
Yes.
Orion looks at it. I'd hate to see what you do when you cough.
I think Ayla, like, hears that, like, glances at... Is Asuka there too, or is it just...
Yeah, Asuka's there. She's got her arm in a sling, but, you know, she's there. And
I
she's
think-
just raised her eyebrows as well. It's not a cough from her that I'd be worried about.
God damn it. I think she kind of glances at all of them, and her wings kind of, like, get a little bit twitchy. Like, the mental math is working out to be nowhere near anyone if this happens again.
All right.
We have
listen.
the sending stone, right?
I
Yes.
think
Somebody
so.
does.
Someone
One of you
does?
does, yeah.
May I ask for it?
Sure.
Yeah, we pull it out of the communal loot ether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you grab your sending stone, Captain Allspeth Commander Allspeth is hurrying along over towards here, having heard and come running. Oh, what in the hell?
We think that when we defeated Azure, that something was passed on to Ayla.
A disdain for my medical pavilion?
She sneezed.
More like
It seems to be some sort of affliction, as she was the one who dealt the final blow.
like extra electrical discharge.
Yeah, I would say so.
I did see something like that when the sneeze happened.
Very well.
What? I have a question, and maybe I'm just airing some frustration right now. How come every time I have to come running across town for something, it's because you people are involved?
I'm here. You
We're
did
just-
put us in such a high level of authority.
Yeah, we're
Yes,
just special
I
like
did.
that.
I mean, but are we not good at our jobs?
Some days more so than others.
We have our moments, but you know, better Ayla to take care of this electrical discharge and not someone else. Yes, it could make someone else be explodey.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
I mean,
I will admit this will probably put something of a damper on our effectiveness as a covert squad.
well, perhaps we need to figure out how it works exactly.
I would say so, yes.
Ayla, why don't
Um,
we go into a more open field area? Less people.
She reaches over, and you see her grab one of the guards by like his plate armor and yank him over. Go get Shizu of the Azure. Tell her I need to see her now, and if she says no, arrest her. And she pushes them away and sends them off.
There may have been
I-
there's a way for that, but okay.
I don't think that was necessary. I was
Anyway.
about to contact her.
She glances over, like she clearly looks annoyed right now.
I have more
Uh-huh.
mushrooms for her.
Is that helpful, Brayley?
let's perhaps wait for our arrival. Yes.
I think
No,
she would be a
let's-
bit more cooperative if I made the request as opposed to being under threat of arrest.
I truly am sorry that all this happened. Looking around, does anybody seem to have been hurt?
No, thankfully. Nobody seems to have been in the path of it. though the house next door to the medical pavilion similarly has a missing wall at this point.
Can really try to like grow some vines on it. Be like, here,
Sure.
I got this.
Yeah. You grow a plant wall to replace it, which the
Vines,
owners of that
nature's-
house do not find to be nearly as good as
Perfect.
brick.
Vines, they're
yeah.
nature's bead curtain.
Problem solved.
Ramiel, please go and fetch your sister.
We'll be here.
No, we will be heading down to the docks,
Oh,
and
very well.
Ayla will be facing out towards the water for the foreseeable future.
Very well. Commander.
And
Reach out a hand for Ayla.
Yeah, she'll take it.
Good.
I'll I'll contact Canis and ask if we can't impose on his ship.
she walks you down there, and there's a couple guards that escort you. And I think for the first time since joining this army, you feel like that if you said no right now, they would insist. Like, you are not being escorted down for funsies. You are being escorted down.
This time it's for real.
Kind of, yeah. And that's not to say, like, she's being, like, hostile about it, but she's clearly like, this is a big deal. We got to figure this out, and this is not something that's getting put off. But you all make your way down to the docks, which are, of course, busy during this time of day, and she has you just kind of sit near the end of the dock and face out towards the water. And she says, if you feel the need to sneeze, don't. And she walks and says something to one of the guards, who hurries off in another direction and kind of pinches the bridge of her nose. All right. Apparently, I need to hear this part of the story again. Ayla, you got the killing blow on Azir. Can you describe that for me, please?
Well, you know, in hindsight, sticking my swords in his brain may not have been the best plan.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And when you stuck your sword into Azir's brain, did anything happen out of the ordinary besides the dragon dying?
I lit up like a Christmas tree.
Okay.
And it seems in some way there's still something of that lingering.
I see.
How do you feel now?
How do I feel, Callie? As
Better.
far as lightning goes.
Better. I mean, you certainly seem to have gotten it out.
I don't feel tingly anymore, so that's, you know, good.
Yeah. You can definitely
Are-
still feel like its presence there. You know, you've got one charge right now, but, you know, you're not overflowing anymore.
Am I still literally glowing?
A little bit. Like, your scars are still, like, glowing a little bit.
I'm not glowing as much as I was, which is maybe a good sign.
Did you glow
Unseen.
before?
Kind of looks at Nova out of the corner of her eye.
I mean, not like this.
I see.
I don't know much about magic, and perhaps Ramia will be better to suit to this, but my mother was from Terrason, so some things I was educated on. Already before, Ayla had an affinity to lightning. Perhaps what should have killed her did not.
Okay. Let us
Maybe.
wait for Shizu to arrive, and perhaps we can get some more information that would be useful. Ramiel, as you kind of hurry off to go find Shizu and meet up with her, You do find her, basically where you left her. She's still out near the fountain in the center of town. But as you get there, she is currently looking at a guard and says to him, "You are more than welcome to try." And the guard doesn't seem happy.
Is it the same guard that escorted Ayla?
It is the same guard that she told to go get Shizu.
No. As in, like, is this the same guard who escorted Ayla out of the pavilion?
Yeah, it was the one that, and then yeah.
Fuck. Okay. Romulo is going to walk over again and go like, "I'll take it from here, soldier." Again.
I'm under direct orders from the commander to bring Shizu down to the docks. Shizu glances at him. "I don't work for you." Hello, Ramia.
Okay. Things are a little tense right now. Would you mind if I had a private word with my sister, soldier?
He seems to consider the fact that his alternative is to try to arrest her, and he decides to let you try to handle the situation. Self-preservation being what it is.
Mm-hmm.
She looks at you, nods. "Thank you. I did not want to have to kill him."
Of course. We may have had a little situation.
That big boom I heard?
Yes. Yes. Evidently related to our little excursion. I had hoped introductions were under better circumstances, but Shizu, Ryan, Shizu.
Oh, right, she says and looks up at the large individual. Goodness.
Might I go on a walk with you down to the docks?
She starts putting two and two together in her head. Ah. Come on, let's go. And she kind of glances over at Orion as they walk. "You don't have any siblings, do you?"
Oh,
Not
God.
anymore, unfortunately. Pity.
Pity. Oh, jeez. Like sister, like brother.
Romuald kind of like motions over to the soldier.
Yeah, you motion that, you've got it, and he's grateful as he goes off to do something else, anything else. So you two escort Shizu down to the docks, and she makes her way out onto the long wooden pier that you're all at the end of and approaches. Good afternoon.
Another.
Howdy. We've had something of a development in our comrade's condition.
She blew a hole in the side of my medical pavilion.
With lightning.
I
With lightning.
sneezed a hole in the size of the medical pavilion.
I
With
fixed the
lightning.
hole.
She raises an eyebrow at all of your answers and then walks over and looks at you, Ayla. Can I presume nothing like that has ever happened before?
I mean, you've seen how I fight, but not to that extent.
She reaches down and kind of like tilts your chin up, looking at the glowing burn up the side of your face now. That's probably not good.
What's not good?
That lightning looks very familiar. It's my father's.
Like
I had
the
hoped
lightning
you
pattern?
wouldn't say that.
What's that?
Like the lightning pattern? What do you mean is familiar?
The magic is like his, although different.
What does that mean?
I'm not entirely certain, but do you feel like you can tap into this lightning in any way? Or is it just dormant within you?
Check the item. Does this work again? Okay, so you said I have 1 charge,
Yes.
and I need 2 to cast a spell, so it probably isn't really feeling like that.
Yeah, not right now.
I mean, at the moment, it's... I think I got most of it out.
But did you feel it before? Like my father's lightning, it isn't something that you just drain out and it's gone. It will return in time. Hence what I did with ambition, planting it within my father's heart to continue absorbing it as it replenished. Let me see your whip.
She'll hand it over.
As soon as she takes hold of it, the whip extinguishes, like there's no lightning on it at all. And she hands it back to you. Ignite it or make it active.
She'll crack it.
I think this whip saved your life. I think that lightning should have killed you.
Well, add 1 more to the tally, I suppose, because it saves me a lot.
But it seems to still be inside her. This lightning.
There's an old legend of the Dragonborn that suggests that to murder one of Dragon's children is to incur a curse upon yourself. Of course, I don't need to tell you that one of Dragon's children dying does not happen particularly often, so it's hard to confirm for sure, but this may fit the bill.
So she's cursed?
She points at the glowing burn. She looks cursed to me.
Well, is there some way to undo it? To get rid of this latent lightning?
Hard to say. If it is just that, then the curse was cast by a very powerful individual, and it will take equal power to remove it.
Equal power like another child of dragon, you mean?
No. Equal power like dragon. I believe it's her curse.
Well,
Grandmother would find some way to make this difficult, wouldn't she?
Yes, it would seem so. Ayla, I would recommend you not let too much of that lightning build up if you don't want it escaping you in unpredictable ways.
I think I got the memo on that one.
do you know of what other likely mitigation methods we might engage in?
Anything.
I can't say. The
Mm.
most apparent effect, this discharge that you experienced, I think can be mitigated by frequently expending it. But, Ayla, your body was not designed to hold lightning like this. It's going to kill you eventually.
Of course it is.
Well, I'll put that in your chart as an ongoing concern.
Yeah, something of a pre-existing condition for future issues.
Damn, now I'm
Well.
never gonna get health insurance.
No, I would say
Mm.
you are going to be very hard to insure.
Well, if we win this war, then there's a chance. And if we don't, then we're just right back where we started.
If we don't win, I suppose it won't really matter one way or the other.
Comfort in that, I suppose. Very well. Before you sleep at night, you will have to go into a uncrowded area in discharge, and that will be that. Bedtime routine.
We'll
This is
have to
simple.
manage Ayla's nightly discharge.
Ah,
Why?
I knew that
I
joke
just-
was coming.
yeah, the second you said discharge, I'm like, this is gonna.
I know. I knew the second I said it the
There
first
was
time.
no
I was
way
like,
to avoid it.
nope, there was no way.
My brain
Which-
was there. I just didn't want to let it out. I'm glad someone else did.
Yeah, I couldn't hold mine in.
Yeah, that's how we all got into this situation.
Oh my god. I'll
But can it come out of anywhere else? Is it just a sneeze?
There
Oh,
hasn't been a
Eliza-
lot of research
no.
into something like this, so I don't know.
she's
Well, I suppose Brayley's nothing if not a pioneer in such things.
Let's just we'll figure something out. If we
She's
are
might I impose upon you to accompany me in ensuring Ayla is able to safely expend this
Yes. The next time you feel it starting to build up, as it were, please find me and we will see to a method of safely restoring you to normal.
Yeah.
In the meantime, my recommendation is, I don't know, point it at your enemies. I promise you they'll enjoy it as little as that wall did.
I suppose that is one method.
She nods and looks at the commander. Am I dismissed, master? And the commander looks at her. I didn't mean like that. Yes, you may go. Thank you. And she bows extremely low and excuses herself.
Shizu,
Yes.
you've already met one of my partners. And since we're at the docks, might I ask for more of your time?
I suppose.
Do give me a brief moment. And Framiel does turn to Ayla and puts a hand on her shoulder. Are you gonna be okay?
I think Ayla cracks a smile even while like her wings kind of droop. I always said I'd be here for a good time, not a long time.
Can't have that. We'll find a way to fix this.
I think she just kind of nods.
Together.
all together.
So that Ayla, you are allowed to return back into the city.
Okay.
Uh,
I was
having
about to be like, do we need to set up a tent out
No.
here? Okay, cool.
no.
That's good.
Commander Elspeth seems satisfied at Shizu's diagnosis that as long as it's managed and taken care of, she won't hurt anybody. So, you are allowed to return to the city, and you find your way over to the tavern to get something to eat. While Ramiel and Shizu go to the Lone Truth to visit with Captain Mistal.
I will head where Ayla is.
Yes. So you're all at a table in the tavern here, and as you're all like talking and kind of going over this, Ayla clearly struggling a little bit with this new reality. Layla, you see two hands cover your eyes, and you hear someone go, "Guess who?"
Hello.
And she removes her hands as Felicia is standing there. And next to her is Lysander, just like, ugh. He looks very tired and very put upon.
Well, welcome in. Have a seat.
Thanks. And she plops down and pulls a seat out next to her for Lysander and pats it a few
Yes, you as
times.
well, sir.
And Lysander nods and sits down. How good to see you all again. I trust
Likewise.
your adventures have started to look up since that dreadful business in the forest.
Oh.
We continue to be successful, so by certain measures, yes.
Well,
Certain defining measures.
I suppose you're all still alive, so we'll take that as a good start.
That is true.
Felicia has this big old smile on her face. And you guys are like war heroes. That's pretty cool. I mean, you know, you're war heroes for the children of the deep, obviously, which can be complicated because... Never mind. So, I heard that you all have been, like, promoted pretty high up in the ranks. That's pretty cool, right?
Have we actually gotten a promotion since we left the first time?
You have been given a field commission, so yes. I guess your title would be...
We were lieutenant before.
You were a lieutenant before. I think after that would be captains. So yeah, you'd be captains.
I suppose, but we're not well, I certainly am not really in this for the prestige of rank.
Okay, but you have, like, Commander Elspeth's ear?
Yeah, she
I
mostly
sense
thinks
you
we're
have-
insane on a daily basis.
I sense you have a request you would like us to make on your behalf.
Maybe. I mean, possibly. Lysander is just like, Felicia, just... There's no need for subterfuge. We were sent on a spy mission. We definitely have to be subterfugal. And he's just like, we were sent on a diplomatic mission, not a spy mission. They're very different. You have to stop saying that. We are going to get arrested.
You're spies?
No, no,
Yes,
no, no,
we
no.
are. No,
Wow.
we're not. Oh my gosh. We are.
That's so cool. What's your... Oh my gosh, I know we
I
were
would-
supposed to come up with secret code names,
I
but we
feel
never
like-
did. What's your
Ah.
secret code name?
Oh no.
She smiles. I'm Agent Bluescale.
I would never have guessed.
He's Sergeant Stuffy.
Oh,
Lysander just shakes his head.
Oh my.
Sorry, stuff.
And I want to die. But sadly, we don't all get what we want.
we were told why they were going to be here, right? Okay.
You were given an idea. But Felicia finally nods. So, I was asked by my best friend to come and to get Commander Alspeth or General Tashira to send a diplomatic envoy to Castle Treya.
Right, we heard of... I'm sorry, your best friend?
Yes, Princess Shayna of the Verde is. We grew up together, so
Who's Princess Verde?
Princess Shayna.
Who's Princess Shayna?
She
Of the
is.
Verde, which
she is the-
green.
Yeah.
Yes, she is the daughter of King Treya of the Verde, who obviously oversee the lands around Castle Treya.
Oh! Well, that is a most fortuitous relationship.
I
Oh.
hear their family also has a wonderful salsa recipe.
She thinks about that.
Damn it.
Not as good as House Queso, though. But yes, so they're interested in having a conversation because they can't help but notice that all of a sudden there's a lot of children of the deep here on the mainland.
That is true, that is true.
And they think that perhaps your goal might be to evict the Draconic Legion from the north, and they have thoughts on that, so...
Yes,
Well, that kind of is the end goal.
well, we also know some things about the Draconic Legion. I do not know if they are aware of or not.
Great. So it definitely sounds like this is a conversation that should be had.
Yes, I believe you are having.
There is some truth to that, yes.
So, maybe you could talk to General Tashira or to Commander Alspeth about getting that diplomatic attaché sent over to Castle Treya.
Yes, I believe we are for... yes, I believe we are for that plan. Are you asking us to come with?
I'm asking you to talk to whoever you have to get an official diplomatic attaché sent to Castle Treya.
Fair enough. Yes, I think, maybe perhaps, the general would be a better start than the commander. I think she's a little sick of seeing us today.
Hey, whoever you got to talk to.
Right. You
Yeah,
are very
she
excited
would
about
not
this.
be receptive, I don't feel, at
You-
current.
You are very excited about this.
I'm about to complete my first spy mission,
Okay.
and Lysander's like, you have to stop. You have
Oh.
to stop.
Codename Salsa. This is Project Salsa.
Yeah, we're about to complete Project Salsa.
Oh man. As the bona fide spy of the group here. But she doesn't say anything. They don't say anything. In any case, what do the Warden Republic want exactly?
I have no idea.
Oh.
They just sent me because I knew you.
Very well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I'm glad you guys were here because I told them that you were here, but I didn't actually know when I told them that you were here, so it's actually kind of worked out
Well.
great. Lysander looks at her, horrified. What do you mean you didn't know? You told me that you knew. I told a little fib because you wouldn't have gone along with the plan otherwise.
What's
Well,
the overarching plan? I feel like I
It
missed
has
something.
it has all worked out that we are here.
Yeah, see? It all worked out. It's perfect. Great. Awesome.
Do we get disguises?
I
You sh-
don't think this time really.
No, you shouldn't need disguise. You're all going to be official diplomatic envoys, or whoever gets sent
Oh.
will be. You
And
can
if
go in
the-
disguise
No,
if
we
you want.
disguise as envoys.
And if this is to be predicated on us being known and who we are, disguise seems somewhat counterintuitive. Somewhat unnecessary.
I I think Ayla just looks at the glowing lightning scars. I don't think disguise is gonna work on this.
Those are really
Right.
cool, Ayla. Where did you get them?
Sweet tattoos.
That's exactly what she said.
Really
Well,
hasn't
you
really
see-
used her changeling shape shifting yet.
No, you haven't.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Oh, I mean, if you want to be somebody different, but she got them from a thunderstorm.
Wait, really? Lysander looks at her as if to say, "Don't go stand out in a thunderstorm. I will be very angry with you."
No, I didn't get them from a thunderstorm.
That's alright.
Darn. Okay. All right. So, you guys will talk to General Tashira
Yes.
and get this worked out, and I am gonna be a hero. So that's cool. This is great.
So,
Hey,
Go ahead.
quick theoretical question. How lightning resistant are your buildings?
I mean, fairly. I mean, our people did war with the Azure a long time ago, so we had to be, had to build some lightning resistance into our structures.
Good.
Well, that is actually quite a valid point. Very promising.
I mean, I shouldn't say my people. I'm technically part of Azure's remembrance, but
that's what I thought. Maybe
Yeah,
Maybe
no.
you are a spy.
maybe. I don't know. I'm just, Shayna's like my best friend, so she asked a favor of me, so
Alright. What do you know as Shayna's father?
King Treya?
Yes.
Well, let's see. He's like in his 50s. He's pretty cool, like in a dad sort of way.
Got that devil energy? Just kidding.
Like, he tells a lot of jokes that make you go, ugh, that sort of thing. He's one of the 3 kings, well, 2 kings and a queen now, who rule the Verde. And he sits on the Council of 7 that run the Warden Republic.
It's been some time since I was living in the Warden Republic lands. What do you know what their goals for this war are?
I mean, they're kind of what they always are for as far as the Warden Republic are concerned. Domination of the waterways and ports. That's how they make their living.
Very well. All right. I suppose I will. Well, I'm happy to talk to General Tashira if anyone wants to come with, so that we can make this decision swiftly.
Great. Mission accomplished, Lysander. And she puts up her hand to high five, and he leaves her hanging.
Oh,
That is so rude. Don't leave her hanging.
He looks at you, so tired.
Brayley will hit it.
All right. You're gonna hit that? I can't even.
All right. Well, Noah's gonna go find General Tashira.
Yeah.
Anyone's welcome to come, but they're just
Shall
gonna.
we all go?
It's totally up to you.
Brayley will go with her.
All right.
I'll go.
All right.
She'll try to behave.
So you make your way over to the government building then, and go ask for General Tashira, saying you have a important request coming to you from the Warden Republic.
Yes.
Which is interesting that the Warden Republic is contacting officers of the Children of the Deep, so you are indeed given an audience. As you are made your way up, or led up to General Tashira's offices, you see that General Tashira is currently at their desk and is looking over a stack of papers about a mile high, it seems like, and is just like
You
shaking their
know-
head at it.
You know, when they talk of war, they always speak of the glory and the battle and the bloodshed. They forget about the paperwork. They always forget about the paperwork.
That they do. Anyway, welcome in, everyone. Ayla, I heard you had a eventful morning.
You could say that.
I did say that. What can I do for you all? Is it in regards to this event?
No, it's different sort of thing. So, Felicia of the Azure has come, and she is friends with King Treya's daughter of the Warden Republic, and apparently has come here sort of on a friendly favor. They would like to speak to us, the Children of the Deep. We think this could be a good opportunity for some allyship, since we have a greater enemy, and I am not sure that the Warden Republic is aware of the true identity of the leader behind the Draconic Legion.
I see. It's true that our planned assault on 3 roads will open up a vulnerable flank to the Warden Republic. Should the Warden Republic choose to capitalize, they could wipe us out from behind while we're attempting to fight the Draconic Legion. Or, worse still, wait to see which one wins and pick the bones, as it were. All right. We are formally invited to Castle Treya.
That is what it sounds like.
Very well. You and yours will serve as my attaché for this journey.
You'll be coming with.
Yes.
Very well. We have not talked to Commander Elspeth yet, I should warn you.
No matter. Commander Elspeth will stay here and prepare the beginning of the assault of 3 roads. Meanwhile, indeed, I will go with you. I have the authority to speak and to make such a decree or trade, whatever they're looking to do. But you will serve as my diplomats.
All right. We must all be in our most courtly behavior.
I will do my best to not sneeze and cause a diplomatic incident.
That would be greatly appreciated. Or if you do, at least tell me when you're about to so I can point you at the ones that would benefit us.
That is true. She could pick you up and position you. Big electrical blast.
You're like a secret weapon.
Prepare yourselves. I will inform Captain Mistal that the Lone Truth will be taking us to Castle Treya in the morning.
Very well. We will make sure to sleep well tonight, son.
Well, you'll have the day's journey tomorrow, but yes. We'll be leaving in the morning. Dismissed.
Very good, General. And away we go!
Felicia is beyond excited to hear that you're all going with. She's really geeked about it. She says you all can have a slumber party. So she's really about this. Lysander, it's just like, please let a meteor fall on me. Ramiel, you meanwhile have headed down to the, across the docks to where the Lone Truth is currently docked. As you board the ship, there's not a ton of people on it right now, as most of them are on shore leave and are currently frequenting the taverns, brothels, whatever catches their interest in town. But you are informed that Captain Mistal is aboard. They are currently below decks and are inspecting the powder hold. But you make your way down, and indeed, there is Captain Mistal, who turns and offers a small smile as you approach.
I didn't think that you were the kind of man who took a hands-on approach as far as inspecting things go. Isn't this more
All of our
an-
evenings together to the contrary.
Oh. I figured you delegated this kind of work.
And how will I know if they're doing a good job or not if I can't do the work myself?
Trust?
Trust, but verify.
Fair enough.
I do have crew who do this work for me, but every so often it's important that I do it myself, both to show that I would never give an order that I wouldn't do myself, and also that I remember how to do these things.
Of course. Nothing would breed mistrust more than someone who barks orders all the time but rarely understands the kind of work that goes into it.
Well, my crew has worked very hard over the last few weeks. Most of them deserved a night off, and so most of them have been given one. He raises his eyebrow at Shizu. Oh.
Yes,
Your sister?
he blinks. What gave it away?
He just looks at you like... Shizu rolls her eyes. Shizu of the Azure. Nice to make your acquaintance. Pardon my presumptiveness, but you're supposed to be dead, Miss Shizu. Shizu nods, if only. Well, Captain Canis Mistal of the Lone Truth. Welcome aboard. She nods. She looks at you, Ramiel. So you have two types.
To say the least. Canis is my truth. Orion is my light.
She looks at you as if to go, oh, oh boy. Well.
What? I grew up with melody. Of course I'll have flowery prose and language. I also like to read.
I've never had the pleasure of meeting Miss Melody, but I suppose.
Well, you're family now, so expect many invitations to Rainover's many times over.
I can hardly contain my enthusiasm. And Canis nods. Well, it is nice to make your acquaintance, and I suppose goes without saying I'm very fond of Ramiel. I should hope so. He is a prince, you know. It is
Oh, God.
rather untoward for a prince to be dating a pirate.
Oh my god. No, it's sexy.
And Canis gives kind of that coy look, like, I'd be lying to say the thought hadn't crossed my mind and that it didn't turn me on. And Shizu's just like, well, I suppose this is why he is not the one ruling Mitra Glorianda.
You know, I didn't quite expect this particular meeting to go this certain way, but well, as it turns out, life had other plans. Well, you wanted to meet them.
She nods.
met them both at the very least.
Yes. Obviously, I haven't gotten to know them very well, but they both seem like very good men. And I guess I haven't known you long enough to know if I can trust your judgment, but you certainly haven't done anything that would lead me to believe I can't.
There is one matter. I'm fairly new to the fact that I have living, breathing blood relations. Suffice to say, my conduct around my first meeting with Vicentia was impulsive.
Vicentia, well, it's been a very long time since I've seen her, but I assure you the stick wedged in her ass was there long before she lost her ability to walk.
As it turns out, very self-same stick apparently is also present within me. It just aside, my behavior was uncouth, and I suppose my
Canis chimes in. It's the pirate rubbing off on him.
Canis later. That said, my behavior around her had been uncouth. I had been very angry for a number of reasons, and she was the unfortunate recipient of the brunt of it. And I suppose I had wanted a better impression on you, given that I'm still coming to terms with the fact that I apparently have quite a legacy to live up to.
Shizu thinks about that for a long moment. Legacy is what you make of it, Rameo. Believe me when I tell you that my legacy is failure and murder. Your father's legacy is failure and inaction. Your mother's legacy is cowardice. Your sister's legacy, the last thing I ever said to Vicentia, I called her a petulant, selfish brat. So the last words I spoke to her. You don't have as much to live up to as you think. Forge your own destiny. Don't try to live up to the mess that we made.
I'd beg to differ.
You'd be
What?
wrong. Canis kind of cuts in. Well, family drama aside, look, you're on the Lone Truth. It is my own ship. It's the second fastest ship in the fleet, as Lily is so keen on reminding me. Why don't I give you the captain's tour? And Shizu looks at him and smiles.
He is quite good. Very, very good with his hands. Not in that manner. Dexterous.
I'll leave you to it. But it was very nice to meet you, Canis. Thank you for being there for my brother. And she turns and leaves. As Canis looks at you, Ramiel, she seems nice. She's got some baggage.
That she does. One I hoped I'd at the very least help alleviate.
I don't think that's the kind of baggage that you just throw off your shoulders. I think that one's going to take some time.
Time I intend to make.
He wraps his arms around you from behind and just hugs you. You feel him kiss the top of your head.
Family is complicated.
Yes. Yes, it is. And as he says that, you detect a hitch in his voice as if he almost, sobbed once.
Do you miss them?
I received word yesterday that my mother passed away. Jelen. Her and I hadn't spoken in many years. She couldn't deal with her daughter being gone. So we hadn't talked, but it's still weird to think that she's dead. So do I miss them? Yes and no.
It's a shame.
Yeah. She could have had a great son.
She could have.
The pirate captain, I'm sure she would have been so proud. She was a police officer.
Consort of a prince.
Hmm.
Maybe she'd sing a different tune at that.
Perhaps. Wow. He kisses your cheek.
Though I swear, if you or Orion ever use any title, any royal, any royal title in bed, I will not hesitate to kick either of you off.
Is that an order, my lord?
Don't you start.
He smiles. So, does anyone have any conversations they want to have with each other that night before we head off for Castle Treya?
Do you need anything, Ayla, or are you chill for now?
I mean, I think Ayla's probably keeping to herself quite a bit.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you. I insist.
I'll go after you.
I've never done changeling stuff before. If Brayley were to shapeshift into something, does that stick for a little bit?
You stay shapeshifted until you shapeshift again. So you stay in that form until you shapeshift again.
Okay.
The only time you would shift back is if you died.
Okay. What does Lysander look like again?
Lysander? Lysander is an elven man in his probably early 20s. He's
no.
got this kind of dirty blonde hair that he usually has like neatly combed and pulled back into a ponytail. He is probably about 6'2", has kind of a lithe build, though he's actually a little more muscular than the last time you saw him. Suggests he's been probably being run ragged. And he typically wears like finer clothes. He usually wears like a tie with a nice button-down shirt and slacks. He usually looks like he's dressed for an occasion of some kind.
All right. Can Brayley shapeshift into him, but with red hair and a little bit hotter?
What are we trying to do?
You can indeed shapeshift into him, but a little bit hotter.
And red hair.
With red hair.
Don't forget
With
the red hair.
Yeah,
It's
that's
very
exactly
important.
what you shapeshift into.
Mm-hmm. Does your voice change when you?
Yep, your voice changes when you
Okay.
shapeshift. Your clothes don't, however, so you'll have to acquire like clothes that would fit him. And yes, before you ask, your genitalia also shift.
What are we trying to do?
You could probably raid Ramiel's wardrobe.
Probably.
Yeah. Brayley's going in disguise.
To do
As
what?
slightly hotter Lysander with the
do
red hair.
what? I think is the question.
Yeah. We understood the disguise part.
I love this.
We're not committing crimes, are we?
No crimes.
Okay.
No
Listen,
crimes,
She,
just
she was
shenanigans.
interested in the spy
There's-
business. She wants to be. She wants to go. She can't go as Brayley.
Okay, Starlight
Oh, she'll
Anya.
go as Bacante Roja.
Picante Roja.
Yeah. Because this is Operation Salsa.
God damn it.
Oh,
Should have been a red dragon board.
Could have, but I kind of wanted to piss Lysander.
Picante Roja of Operation Salsa.
All right, you are Picante Roja. This is Shinjo de la Vega all over
it
again.
really is. Ah.
You can only blame yourself because you
You
told
know
me
what?
that.
That's true. I told you that
Oh,
story.
man.
Now I have to pay the price.
Oh God, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
All right. So Nova, Layla, Ramiel, Ayla, and Picante, you're all. Four of you are downstairs late that night as a sexier version of Lysander comes down the stairs with this flaming red hair, wearing what are clearly Ramiel's clothes.
Good
Ramiel
morning.
definitely has had eyes like lingering at Picante.
Hello.
It's like,
Hello.
I'm
Lysander also looks up and just kind of blinks, like, do I have a brother that I didn't know about?
Is this what you think of me as?
Oh, all right. This is coming together.
Brayley will just Bacante will whisper in Nova's ear, "It's Brayley, it's me."
Yes, dear. I did put that together. What are you trying to do?
I'm in disguise.
Uh-huh. To do what?
We're on a mission. This is a spy mission.
I think I need to teach you all what a spy actually does.
I'm ready for the operation.
darling, in those clothes, you're no, you're
I
not.
don't know that I am, however.
Felicia looks over and is like, "Whoa, Lysander, when did you get hot?" And Lysander just
Bacante
looks-
flexes and kisses.
Oh.
You see Lysander's heart shatter in his chest.
You have broken the relationship. Or you will
Bacante
start
just-
something.
Bacante just winks at Lysander.
No, I'm with Felicia on this one.
Oh.
Very well.
Lysander stands up. I'm gonna
Well,
go
you
get
have,
some air.
Oh,
if
boy.
if I may, if I may, Lysander, you are attractive, but not in the and he kind of like motions to himself, kind of attractive. You have a more gruffness to you.
You're attractive, just not in a sexy way.
Oh my god.
And
That's all my brain could come up with.
I mean, you're not wrong, though. It's
I can
wonderful.
assure you that there are people out there who find that quite attractive.
Let's perhaps not
And
kick a
Ramiel-
man down while he's already underground.
and Ramiel, you're very honest. And that is the nicest thing I can say about you.
Mhm. So, Picante, I suppose have you developed your what it is that you enjoy eating? This persona.
Well, spicy tomatoes for sure.
Spicy tomatoes. Very well. So you will need to make sure you are used to eating spicy tomatoes. If you're going to go with this disguise, you have to develop an entire persona.
I'm gonna go all the way.
Okay. Luckily,
Also-
I am pansexual.
I'm just checking. Is this Picante Roja, not Rojo?
Roja.
Roja. Okay. Just checking.
Why?
No. You know what roja? Picante means spicy. Roja means red. Just so we all know.
Well, yeah, I guess that's what I thought. It
I
was.
thought Rojo
What
was
does
red.
what does rojo mean? No, roja.
I thought that was red.
Is it
Well-
is it like feminine, masculine red?
I guess it is.
Yeah, it's red.
feminine.
It's feminine masculine. That's why I was confused. I assumed Rojo was like
It's a-
the masculine red,
It's a contextual thing.
which I love that you went with Roja.
Language
which
is fun.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, it is me, masculine man with feminine name.
All right. Well,
A boy named
outside,
Sue?
outside, you hear the distinct and
come on.
easily recognizable sound of a barrel tipping over.
All right,
Mm.
all right.
Anyway,
No.
Felicia is just like swooning right now as she's like leaned over the table, like, Lysander, I never realized how red your hair is.
Oh, this is not Lysander. Let's get that very clear.
Looks like Lysander. I mean, it looks better than Lysander, but
This is Picante.
Picante's
will-
drinking it all up.
So,
I
mind
will go over to Lysander.
he is outside.
There you
I
go.
will go outside to him. I must deeply apologize for my companion.
He glances over at you from where he's just sitting on a barrel and is like,
Would it help if I told you she means well?
I don't hold anything against your companion. It is just a good reminder that Felicia will never look at me the way I look at her.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
fuck!
I'm just gonna
I forgot about that. I
sit
forgot
down
about
beside him, gently pat his arm, be a comfort.
It's, I mean, she's a noble. I'm a noble because I was adopted. She's like,
These distinctions are important to them, yes.
wow. That's, you're a healer, right?
I try to be. Yes.
Did you ever swear an oath as a healer to help people?
And not to bring harm.
What does that oath mean to you?
Well, most of the time it's that straightforward, but I will admit with all this war and everything, it is sometimes a bit trickier. But ultimately, it is to do the best I can.
I was 18 when I swore my oath that I'd lay down my life for her if I had to. I've been her protector ever since.
Well, we can all see your dedication. And that you try hard.
Well, I am a knight. I should put away such foolish thoughts, right? We are meant to be chaste and chivalrous, right?
Well, sometimes such things are only for stories.
Well,
I cannot say.
looking around the world today, I would much rather have a story. And he hops up off the barrel. I'm
It
gonna go for a
is
walk.
difficult when you're in the middle of it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for a walk.
Take care.
Of course. Back inside.
Well, they're having their fun. I am gonna lean towards the very suspiciously quiet Ayla and kind of elbow her. You're moping.
That's obvious.
Ugh. I may have a very low insight. In fact, I believe this is the character with the lowest insight in my. Oh no, I have a +4. All right. Well, either way. That's. Yes. Usually your feathers are all flighty and your tail is wayward, and you are doing none of those things.
I guess spent all this time worrying about you surviving or Asuka or even Brayley surviving. I never figured I'd be the one on the chopping block.
I'm scared for you too. But we are facing already impossible odds. What's one more? There must be a way. This cannot just be the end of it.
I hope you're right. I really do.
What are you most scared of? Dying?
No. I think I'm most scared of going out like, well, a bomb and taking someone I care about with me by accident.
You start thinking like that and you start running away. And we can't have that.
I think that's why you haven't let go of my arm this entire time.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I have a very tight grip. Do not test me. And Asuka, very fast. Do not test her. And Braley will turn into someone and scare you to come back. So do not test her either.
I think she already turned into someone to scare me.
That is true. That is fair. We all knew this relationship web that has been created was going to be difficult. It is time of war where passions run high and so does despair. But no leaving.
No leaving.
Or else I'll be really mad.
I think it made me. I already knew, but kind of throw home that, well, after this is over, I want an after.
For the first time in a while, I feel the same. When I took that mission originally for the Draconic Legion, it was because I didn't know what else to aim my life towards. Honestly, I thought I would just die on the mission.
And then you thought we'd kill you.
Yes. I had a lot of contingency plans for death. I did not have many ideas for life. But now I have it. I don't want to let it go.
Yes. That's what we'll do then. Contingency plans for life, and should something happen, you can come to the Geistmore and drag my ass out.
And if something should happen to me, well, you could try that, but honestly, I don't think you will find me there. You'll need to look for Gashira. Because I think that is what happens after I am gone. And Asuka, we will drag you by the tail. No context.
Asuka's also drooling over Picante.
Boy,
I looked at Ayla. I am sorry you were too lesbian to understand this.
I think Ayla just kind of snuggles into Nova's side.
Yeah. They take your tail and just put it on their lap. Rap, damn you.
Ramiel kind of like narrows his eyes at Picante. I have so many conflicting feelings about this.
It's almost like gender is a construct.
So, the next morning, before your voyage, Shizu and Ramiel do indeed go with Ayla to help her to learn how to utilize this magic. And Ayla, you are able to, for the first time, have a controlled cast of tapping into this lightning. It is unusual, but you do kind of feel like that feeling of, oh, okay, it's like it's storing up in me and I can discharge
It's
it.
manageable.
Yeah, it's manageable.
Yes.
Do you want me to roll for how many?
Yeah, go ahead and roll for how many stacks you get today.
Yes, instead of using the
D4 plus
reputation.
1, right?
Yeah.
5.
All right. Well, you're gonna want to go ahead and expend some of those before you leave.
Yeah, I think she's going to on purpose do the lightning breath out over somewhere deserted.
Up.
So, yeah, this time, as you kind of aim out over the water, you inhale deeply and kind of tap into that energy and just blast out this stream of dark blue lightning all across the water.
Pretty. It's pretty.
It's definitely prettier now that you're not like doing it by accident and almost hurting someone.
Like a hole in the wall.
But with that, you all gather together on the Lone Truth, and you are joined by General Tashira and a contingent of elite guard who are obviously there to keep her safe, which she does not care for, but understands the necessity of. And so Canis welcomes you all aboard.
Did anyone tell Ramiel about this?
Yeah, you'd have been
Yeah, we
updated
would've
the last
mentioned it.
night that
Oh,
this is what was
okay.
happening.
Yeah.
So Canis welcomes you all aboard and smiles. Welcome aboard the Lone Truth. Some of you, welcome back. We will be sailing down the coast towards Castle Treya. I do need to warn you that as of late, these waters have become more contested. However, given the nature of our trip as a diplomatic envoy, we don't anticipate any trouble heading there. So, outside of that, don't get in the way of any of my crew, and enjoy the trip. And don't ask me if you can do anything. No, you can't. Just don't touch anything, and you'll be fine.
Noted.
Aye, aye.
And you all head off towards Castle Treya. It's a one-day trip. You'll be there the following morning. Is there anything anyone wants to do on their day?
I don't have anything specific, but I'm open if somebody needs me.
I do have a question.
Yes.
If Picante wolfs out, does he get the ears and the tail?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the rules of changeling lycanthropy are, but I'm going to go with yes.
All right.
Ramiel would
I-
take it upon himself to give Picante a more coordinated, more
Put together
apt,
outfit.
more
Yeah.
put together outfit. Because like Ramiel tends to dress in more cool colors. Kind of would clash with the Picante's
hair.
reds and warms.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going bold.
And yeah, probably
Uh,
gonna opt with like a more green.
Would Layla would be observant of all the crew and everything, trying to judge them with her no sailing knowledge.
Yeah, with what little you've picked up from Lily.
Probably.
I will tell you that this ship runs very differently than the Lady in Waiting does. The Lady in Waiting is run as a pirate ship. This ship is run much more like a military vessel. Though Canis is notably a pirate. But they run their ship a lot more like you would expect in a proper navy. But yeah.
Ramiel is also trying really hard not to not to make him and Kane is very obvious, especially around General Tashira.
No, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
She's used to this.
General Shira knows, but yeah, you don't have to. You're obviously like not going to be up in your mom's face about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, but like in a more professional, like we're not gonna do like any PDAs or shit
Right.
like that.
yeah, I get it. Yeah. Yeah.
Although he may get cheeky and try and cop a feel.
You probably won't be the only one.
Yeah, but Conte will try to see Ram Ram, also be like, oh, and try to like cop a few. Just like follow suit.
I see.
It's like,
Canis gives you a look that suggests that you might be trying out for their new anchor.
it's like
I will look at Bacante and just gonna go, we may have an open agreement. We don't necessarily want to test the waters with others without, the
I just
knowing
wanted
of
to see what would happen. You know, it's all about disguise.
yes, but let's maybe not approach people's bodies without permission.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
Otherwise, you will not make a very good spy. They'll spot you immediately.
Ramiel does if you do try that he does look very flustered, like and he kind of like leans over to Cadence at some point and goes like, I have very complicated feelings about this and I don't know what is going on.
I have complicated feelings and I'm not sure how I'm gonna resolve them.
Would those complicated feelings disappear were your friend to spend some time at the bottom of the sea?
I wouldn't do that.
This is my ship. I make the rules on this ship.
Yes, but you love me.
I do. Very well.
Shit.
Shit.
There is that. Felicia glances over at Lysander at some point and is just like, you think Shayna will be happy that we were successful? She practically begged you to take this mission. Yes, I think she'll be quite happy. Yeah, probably.
Ramiel would probably also ask Lysander to speak with him.
Sure. He's around. He's on the ship. So, yeah, you grab him for a moment and just chat with him while he's kind of like watching over the railing, just kind of watching the coast in the distance.
He's doing the lean against the railing, lean back against the railing, just kind of like looking up.
Yes, Romeo.
I couldn't help but notice that certain tensions were made obvious.
Yes, my apologies.
No, don't be.
It
I
was
too would
unbecoming of
be-
me.
No, not at all. I mean, I too would be quite upset if the person of my affections had displayed interest in someone who looks like me but wasn't me.
Who Felicia bestows her affections upon is ultimately her choice.
And if that choice were hypothetically you, how would that affect your current dynamic?
I don't know. I've known her for a very long time, and I swore my life to defend her. I can't imagine that would ever change. But, well, she is a woman who knows what she wants and does not settle.
Do you think she'd be settling if she chose you?
Most assuredly.
Why?
I am... I don't know. I'm a poor child off the streets taken into a servant's role in a noble family.
When you met me, I had known myself to be an orphan taken in by a war hero. Because as far as I had known, I had lost my family. As far as I know, Lysander Elmview is a loyal and diligent man who has eyes for no one but his charge, and would do anything and everything that is in his power to ensure her happiness.
Even hold his tongue.
Well, if anything, Picante has shown a possibility.
I suppose so.
Worst comes to worst, she says no. But at the very least, you're not torturing yourself with the what ifs.
Perhaps.
Don't deprive yourself of that joy. The possibility of it, at the very least.
I'll think on that. So,
He's a good man. And he pats him on the shoulder. Though if you do break her heart, technically I'm family, so.
I think that'd be getting ahead of ourselves.
Well, again, you put her happiness as your priority. I doubt we'd come to blows.
So, the next morning, resting on the bluffs of the Swara coast is Castle Treya, built to guard the northern end of the massive wall known as the Lock. The castle looms over the jagged cliff face, 5 tall towers around a pentagonal keep. The castle city rather, runs all the way down the bluffs to a port beneath the main structure itself. Flags of the Warden Republic, a green dragon on a field of yellow, fly throughout the city and on large banners hanging from the side of the castle. Atop the northernmost and tallest tower, there is a massive telescope built directly into the structure. Excuse me. As soon as the Lone Truth begins to approach the port, 2 ginormous warships sail out to meet you and quickly kind of flank out wide and then turn back to come up along either side of the ship and begin escorting you into port. They obviously recognize that you are the diplomatic envoys, so they're not sinking your ship, but you're definitely being escorted in, as you are technically at war. Your ship, you all begin to disembark when you reach the docks. The port town here is very lively. There seems to be a great number of both Verde, Eris, and even surprisingly, some jet dragonborn that are settled here. Maybe those who crossed the long jump a long time ago. It's hard to know for sure. But the early morning markets are all open and running. Tashira glances at you all as you all start to make your way up the long path that kind of loops around over to the front of the bluff and then up towards the castle itself. Why don't you all get the lay of the land, and I'll go begin formal introductions, and you can meet up with us this evening.
Very well. Do you think they will have a problem with us walking around without an escort?
No. You are diplomats. You are wearing your badges of where you're from. Just don't cause any trouble, obviously.
Very well.
We shall do our best.
Wonderful.
Is Felicia staying with us, or will she be?
Side-eyeing.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Felicia and Lysander are going to go talk to Shayna.
Okay, that's fair.
So they want to go see her. So yeah, it'll just be the 5 of you.
All right. I don't know if I've ever been to this area before. Let me look at the map.
Ayla got 4 more charges, by the way.
Oh, good. I don't think I've been to this area. I think where I was from was more like the Jaw area.
Yeah,
So-
you were from the south side
Yeah.
originally.
So,
Ooh, I love his music.
There's obviously quite a bit going on today as, obviously it's wartime, so there's definitely a great number of soldiers throughout the town and sailors. But the people who live here are also just kind of going about their daily lives. There are bards that play in the streets every so often. The smells of grilled fish and other tasty seafood treats fill the air. Obviously, you guys are coming from High Wall, which is technically speaking an occupied city right now. So it's very much like a military outpost. This is a city that a military happens to reside in. So this feels much more like when you were in like Jet's Ambition or Mitra Scaleth.
A city where the citizens and the military folk are on the same side.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, you're able to kind of get the lay of the land, and everyone here seems like they're in pretty good spirits. Nova, I think for you, it's definitely different than where you're from originally. Where you come from in the Jaw was always much more contested territory, so there were a lot of Draconic Legion sympathizers or supporters there, and that was awkward, especially once you joined them.
yeah. Especially when one of them burned my place I lived in because they thought they were Draconic sympathizers. It was awkward.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
It wasn't a great time.
No.
No, they're just kind of looking around. You know, not that like home has always been kind of a flexible thing for them, so it is kind of interesting to see more of like the Warden Republic presence as opposed to kind of the sort of contested area that they grew up in. So we're just kind of looking around some of the, I don't know, familiar foods or something.
Yeah, you have a number of seeing the different foods here. Obviously, the northern side is much more tropical than the southern side is. So the foods here are much more like, well, they're warm water fish for certain. So there's like things like mahi and swordfish, things of that nature. Versus where you come from, where it would be a lot more like lobster and stuff like that, shellfish. But you walk around and try some of the fare. The food's all very good. Ayla, as you're walking around, you see an inn and tavern that you recognize the name of, because they have begun to
Franchising?
franchise. As you
Fucking
see,
hell.
The Widow's Revenge
Oh boy.
is here. And you know that because you have
Hell
stayed at a
yeah.
Widow's Revenge. You stayed at the one in Minas Grove, which was supposedly the original.
Yeah, I think Ayla just kind of like full stops and double takes. Like, I know what I'm seeing, but why am I seeing it here?
What is it?
Well, the Widow's Revenge is famous back on Harrison. It's
You're shitting me. They have one here.
Indeed,
Right
there
fucking
is
there.
one right there. Like the
hell?
Widow's Revenge on Terracin, this building is 3 stories tall, a utterly massive inn. Probably has 20-some rooms available for rent, which is a ton for this era. And the main floor of it is, well, you assume, like the one back home, a area with a dance floor, a stage, and some long tables for the morning eating contest.
Callie, I have a very important question for you as the DM.
Yes.
Are there stables?
Well, of course. Where would you put your horse?
Or a Sir of the Green Knight. I mean,
Yeah.
he's got a stable up somewhere too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
of
we're
course.
putting
Where would you put your green knight? Yeah. Or would you put your horse, or more importantly, your green knight?
Green Knight.
Yeah,
Exactly.
correct.
That's where we're putting Picante, right?
No!
Yes!
No! No!
Yes!
Not put Picante in the stables.
That's just the nicest room.
He's a stud.
Come on!
Oh, we walked right into that one.
Yeah, that's.
Hey, finger
So,
guns.
what is so special about this Widow's Revenge exactly?
Oh, you get a shirt.
Am
Yeah.
I what?
Well, you have to win the eating contest for breakfast.
Oh, you know
But-
for a fact. Oh, you know
if
for a
you
fact. We are
win-
trying that now.
Picante instantly perks up. We have to
Oh
go.
God,
It's going to.
I didn't even think about that.
What?
It is
Why is
early. You
that a
could go
thing?
for the eating contest.
Ayla, you know what we have to do.
I think
Get
I
stuffed
should.
at the Widow's Revenge.
Damn straight, we are getting stuffed at the Widow's Revenge.
All right.
Are we sure this is not a brothel? It sounds like something my mother would use for advertisements. I'm just saying.
I'm having trouble comprehending what's going on myself.
It is Terracin tradition, and and we very much insist that it is one that we
Yeah.
follow.
I think Ayla just drags Nova inside.
So
All right.
indeed, the main level of the Widow's Revenge is much as it is in the design on in Mina's Grove. The Widow's Revenge is a large eatery and tavern by day, and by night is a large inn as well. There is indeed a stage that is set up for performances, though there's no one on it currently. And you see people are already beginning to prepare for the morning eating contest as there's long tables have been set up. And by the bar, another long table that is just stocked with food and breakfast, eggs, bacon, ham, bread, the whole 9 yards, sausages, pancakes, everything. And you are all explained that the rules of the contest are simple enough. You get one plate that you have to stack up as high as you can, but you have to eat everything on the plate. So it is both a dexterity competition to try to stack a plate as high as possible, and a constitution competition to try to eat it all.
How do they make money on this? This overhead costs already sound extraordinary. How do they stay in business?
Well, you do have to pay for it.
Nova has so many questions.
I think Ayla is just
I'm
eyeing
so
the mark on the wall, like
Mark on the wall
mentally.
is notably not as high as the one on Terracin is.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
Aldana wasn't here.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm still stuck on the why of it all.
I
Oh.
think it is a contest of
It
endurance.
is-
Where do we sign up?
It is tradition. You sit. You grab
Just
a plate.
sit at the
you
table.
sit.
Picante immediately sits, just plops.
Oh, I think we need to get a plate first.
Nope, they'll pass you one.
Oh, they'll pass us one. Okay, very well. All right,
As you are doing so, a young Verde Dragonborn smiles as she approaches. Well, hello there. You all. Oh. She notices each of your military identifications.
Yeah.
Oh. Welcome to Castle Treya.
We're looking to get stuffed.
Well, you've come to the right place. Yes, of course. Let me get you each a plate. It is, if you're just eating, it's just whatever you eat. If you're in the contest, it's 5 gold to enter.
Ayla will slam 5 gold down.
Mhm.
Yep.
And in answer to
You
your
probably-
question, Nova, that's how they make money because it's 5 gold to enter.
Yeah.
No contest. for
I-
me,
Yeah, I
I'm
feel like
sorry.
Ayla probably already had the 5 gold in her hand ready to go.
I think I may just sit and watch and eat.
Okay. All right. So Brayley and Ayla are
I
competing.
think Ramiel
Me-
too.
And
Well,
Ramiel?
yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just
This
Layla
is
and Nova
horrible
that are
away
going,
from
I don't
home."
want to throw up, so.
Seems
Yeah,
reasonable.
and Layla's definitely like this is stupid.
All right.
Akante's ears have popped. He's excited, ready to go.
So Nova and Layla, you two are both brought a deep green colored plate,
Uh-huh.
which lets them know that you
Does
are to
it-
be
does
charged
it
for
have
what you
the-
take.
Yeah.
Slice of ham with it too.
No, not at the moment. You'll get to put whatever you want on it.
Yeah.
You still get to pull from the table and take whatever you want. It's one plate.
Yeah.
Versus
Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought we were going green eggs and ham.
oh, gotcha. Brayley, Ayla, and Ramiel, you are each
I did
brought
get
a
you
red
on that
plate,
one. I got
which
you.
suggests that you are in the contest. So, Brayley, Ayla, and Ramiel, I need each of you to make me a dexterity check to
Go for
try to start stacking food on the plate.
Just dex or proficiency?
Flat dexterity.
Dirty 20.
The first DC is 5.
It'll be the on the D&D Beyond. It's just clicking on
Clicking the
dex.
dexterity, yeah.
Oh, 18?
All right. DC is 5 for the first round.
Oh no,
What'd
That's
you get,
rough, buddy.
Ramiel?
we're gonna inspo that.
Ramiel
no.
spilled in his excitement.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Ramiel got too excited and made a mess everywhere.
Listen, this
That's all-
doesn't happen often.
That's all I'm gonna say. This doesn't
Hold
happen
up.
often.
Badoop. All
That's
right.
your dog.
Okay. Okay, that's better. That's a 16.
Okay. So all of you have got one stack of food on your plate. Everyone roll another dex check to try to put another stack of food on your plate.
Ooh,
I am having
23.
DC is now
So
10.
much fun watching.
12.
All right, that clears. Ramiel?
15.
Okay, that clears. Everyone now has 2 stacks of food on their plate, and you see there are other people who are doing much the same. Everyone make another dex check. DC is now 15 to try to put a third stack on.
All right.
20.
Oh,
19.
that's gonna be another. That's gonna be another inspo. Dex beyond. Oh no, I rolled the same.
no.
No.
All right,
I'm
so
at-
Ramiel, you are only able to get 2 stacks onto your plate safely. So you take your plate back over to the table to sit down. And don't get me wrong, 2 stacks of food is a lot of food.
Mhm.
But yeah, Brayley and Ayla are still going as you two now have 3 stacks of food on your plate. Give me another check. DC is 20 to try to get a 4th stack onto your plate.
Excuse me.
Ooh, I'm gonna inspo.
Same.
21.
Oh, 6.
All right. Ayla, you get a 4th stack onto your plate. I mean, you've done this before. This is not your first rodeo. Ayla, so I'll ask you, do you want to try to put a 5th stack on your plate? Because remember, whatever you put on, you do have to eat it.
Looking at the DC, I physically cannot hit 25, so...
Okay, so you're going to take 4. All right. So, Brayley, you have 3 stacks. Ayla, you have 4 stacks. Ramiel, you have 2 stacks. As you all, Ayla precariously brings her plate back over and sets it down. Nova, the plate is like if she's sitting, the plate is up to her eyes.
Oh, you are trying to play to win.
All right, you damn show off. Let's see you eat the entire thing.
All right.
What, you think having this lightning burning through me doesn't burn calories?
Ah,
Everyone with a stack of food on their plate, go ahead and give me a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
Okay, I'm better at these.
13.
Fuck me. Okay, that's 12. That's
16.
12.
Okay, you made it.
13.
What'd you get, Braley? 13? All right. All three of you start eating. Nova, Layla, you watch in some mixture of fascination and horror
Yeah.
as they just start wolfing food into their mouth. Braley more literally. Well, Picante more literally. As Picante, your ears perk up in your hair. There's a lot more like meat patties on Picante's plate.
Listen,
Uh,
Ramiel has had practice stuffing sausages in his mouth.
I was about to
That's
make
in
the
his
same
element.
joke.
Yeah.
All right.
Packing.
Everyone with 2 stacks of food on your plate, give me a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
16.
Easy, 21.
7.
Oh, no. You want to inspo?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make an inspo.
7.
Oh.
No!
Braley,
Oh no.
Picante, you're wolfing down. You plow through your first portion of food. The second portion of food, though, you start getting, and you just start like thinking like, oh, this is so easy. I wish I should have eaten like this on the boat when I was rocking back and forth, back and forth,
Back and forth. Back
up and
forth.
down. And you just feel a weird gurgle in your tummy, and you go, oh, I know what that means. Nope. And you just like push the plate away.
I pat your back. Good try. Good try.
Ramiel, your plate is clean after 2. Ayla, you start looking around the table, kind of being like, all right, Braley's out. Ramiel's done. I just need to get another one down to pass Ramiel. And you start looking down. There are a couple of Dragonborn at this table who, like you, have 4 stacks of food on their plate. So you've got competition. Go ahead and give me a DC 20 Constitution saving throw.
Nat fucking 20.
Let's go!
One of the other Dragonborn, is wolfing down food and just starts choking.
Oh no.
And they're like scrambling to get some water down, and they just turn and throw up.
Ooh,
It is you and one more Dragonborn who kind of looks at you, eyeing up your plate. Go ahead. I need a DC 25 Constitution saving throw.
Will you let me burn inspo to add to it like Robbie did when you punched the
God.
Yeah. How many inspo do you want to burn?
20?
Oh.
Holy fuck.
Oh.
All right, roll your dice. Don't roll a 1.
16 plus the
36. All right. With a 36. All right, I finally burned through 20 inspiration. That feels so good.
Whoa.
Oh, that's why Robbie let us do that. Now it makes sense.
Yep.
You
Cool.
manage to power through, and indeed, like you say, that lightning that your body's producing doesn't come from nothing. It is actually draining energy out of you. You are able to burn through some calories right now. When my brother used to be on swim team, going to Taco Bell with him was freaky. Like, it was terrifying. And that's what I am imagining here, as you are able to polish off the rest of your plate and then go, still kind of hungry. As the other Dragonborn just finally taps out, no.
Braley
I'm good.
does still have her 1 stack.
Yeah, Ayla, you reach over and grab the rest of Braley's food and just keep eating.
Oh god.
and everyone just kind of raises their eyebrows as this relatively waifish ASMR just dominates. And indeed, the waitress walks over at the end. Hear ye, hear ye. We have a winner. What is your name, miss?
Ayla.
Ayla, journeying to us from lands far abroad, Ayla has come to show off the might of her gastrointestinal fortitude. Come, and she escorts you over to put your name on the wall and put your new line for the highest mark.
Hell yeah.
And you are presented with indeed a t-shirt that says, I got stuffed at the Widow's Revenge.
And that's how we fucking Terracins do it! Yeah!
Nova sees the shirt and goes, Now it makes sense.
Now I get it. Now I get it. As you're like kind of Nova, you're like applauding, like just
Yeah,
like
like-
that kind of like, yes, dear, that's lovely for
Very-
you.
I'm happy for both of you.
I'm so pleased for both of
Layla,
you.
I
Layla
am-
taking on with
I
the
I am
combination of
rubbing Picante's
concern.
back and then clapping for Ayla. Right?
Yeah.
Ramiel is straight up just like fucking like dude bro like cheering with this shit.
As
He's in his fucking element.
as you're cheering, and Nova, as you say that, you hear a voice say, Theodora? Oh my God.
Who?
I look over.
Standing there is Victor,
Oh,
looking at you.
No. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh my goodness, it is you.
Keep your. Victor?
Picante stands up. Who is this?
who dis?
Who this?
Theodora, you look wonderful. Look at you.
I look at him. How's he looking?
He is wearing a obscenely nice shirt. It is way too nice to be wearing here at this time of day. It is the shirt of a man who's got something to prove. He has a his lute or a lute on his back currently. His hair is freshly done, and he looks. I mean, he looks fantastic.
Vic, sorry, I haven't heard that name in some time. It's Nova now.
Nova. Well, that's a name. Okay. All right. Well, Nova, this is Kismet. It's been, how long has it been now?
A couple of years, I would say. It's since I left your new home.
Oh, yes. Well, it's so good to see you. Are you here for the day? We're performing later today.
Oh, you right. We're here on official business, actually. So
Official business.
yes.
I'm sorry, with the brothel?
No, Vic. I'm with the Children of the Deep Army. I've been for some time.
You joined the army?
Yes, I did. I did join the army. A lot has changed since you and I met.
Was it because of me?
There is an eye twitch.
We were given like the asshole X's name, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know that this is him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As he kind of like looks at all of you and goes, these must be your contingent, your soldiers. My name is Victor. It is so nice to meet you. Of Vic in the Sapphires.
Picante just mean
I
mugs
think-
him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Ayla goes from celebrating to lightning infused attack dog.
Oh.
Nova's like,
Like the only thing holding her back is that it would be a diplomatic incident and Toshiro would probably kill her.
Nova just kind of gives you all a look like, and turns back. Vic and the Sapphires, so band?
Oh yes, allow me to introduce Seraphine, Belle, Rhyme, over here, please. And you see 3 drop-dead gorgeous women
Of course I
walk over to you. One of them is a lute player. She looks to be probably in her mid-20s. She's an ASMR. And has long white hair that kind of almost seems to ethereally float as she walks over. One of them is a tiefling with the most, like, almost a burgundy shade of skin and these bright pink eyes. She is holding, has a case that has a flute in it. And the third one is an elven woman who's taller than the rest of them. She's got more short-cut hair and these kind of big hoop earrings and she is their drummer. Now, girls, Seraphine, Belle, and Rhyme, this is Nova. I knew it. I knew it. I just had to pull it out. Nova. And Nova, who are are they your coworkers, your friends?
Well, let me introduce Ramiel, who is the one who helped me lead to find this contingency. Layla, our excellent healer, and these are my partners. And I just throw my arms around Picante.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think Ayla just like drapes herself over Nova, like wraps her tail around her, kind of tucks her into her wings.
And Picante like puffs up.
Meets Ayla and Picante.
Oh, well, that is absolutely delightful. Ayla, Picante. Picante, where is that? Is that, sounds, I don't actually know. Is that Alcanon?
What was your name again?
Victor, nice to meet you.
Where's that from? That sounds...
Oh, I'm born right here on Mother's Jail, in fact.
Picante didn't say anything because his belly just gurgled a lot. And he was trying not to burp in Victor's face.
Honestly.
Ramiel stands up to his full 6'2" height. How tall is this man?
He's like 5'9".
Yeah.
Okay. He towers over him. And just leans over. A pleasure to meet you.
And a
I
pleasure
am
to meet you.
I am Ramiel Indigo Laxhat Larest.
Well, that is a
Prince of
mouthful.
Mitra Glorianda.
Oh. Theodora Nova, you're...
Friends in high places, as it turns out.
I would certainly say so. What happened to the little street rat that I spent so much time with? Goodness.
I wonder what happened. Go ahead.
I would advise that you watch your tone around her.
But
we
of
wouldn't
course.
want to cause a diplomatic incident now, would we?
Perish the thought. Nova,
Yeah.
make an insight check for me.
Yeah, for sure. I was about to, because what the fuck?
You're not inciting him.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit. I'm inspoing. 17. That's better.
You don't know why,
Yeah.
but you notice exactly where you would have to stab to hit his jugular.
Is that Rashira inciting me?
Yeah, Rashira is... You can feel Rashira, like, seething.
Yeah. I'm okay. I'm okay. I am not alone anymore.
I would also advise that you remember their name well.
Yes, but of
Perhaps.
course.
Perhaps there may come a time when you would sing of their deeds.
I would... Thank you very much for the invitation. I would love to hear all about your adventures. And he sits down at your table.
Oh god, he sucks. I did say he sucks.
Hey, I'm playing him the way you wrote him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nova, why don't you and your partners enjoy the day? I am more than capable of regaling our...
No, not at all.
what
Oh
are
my
you?
goodness. What? Say again?
What are you?
A bard?
Some sort of musician? Yes, what bard, what specializations do you have?
Oh, I myself am a singer. Surely you've heard of me.
Ramiel kind of like thinks on that.
So,
I can't say I
obviously, you can say whatever you want, but what you hate is that you actually have. He actually is a bard of some renown.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because he's actually not bad.
No, he actually is a good singer.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Nova's gonna put a hand.
Worst, heartbreaking. Worst person you know is kind of talented.
Yeah. Nova's gonna actually put a hand on Ramiel and go, "A moment. I got this." And I'm gonna turn to Vic. I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna look him square in the eyes.
Oh boy.
I'm going to keep this very brief.
I'm loving the accent. Where did that come from?
Oh, when I sold my soul so that you would have this opportunity. Do you remember that little part of when I made a big sacrifice so that you would have all of your wildest dreams? Do you remember the part when said wildest dreams came true and you decided that you could not handle this change in me, and so next thing I know, I don't know if it was one of you, probably an earlier bandmate was on the bed. Any of that coming to mind, or is that just conveniently pushed out now that I am pretty sexy and important? You may be famous. You may have the singing talent. You may finally have had your wildest dreams come true. Congratulations. I don't even go a day. I no longer think about you in my day to day, but I hope I live rent free in your thoughts every day. Now, go ahead and enjoy your performance. We have more important diplomatic things to discuss, as, in case you hadn't noticed, there's a fucking war.
I see. He gets up to his feet. Well, my apologies for my intrusion. But while we're being honest, Nova, you came home one day and told me that you had sold your soul to an extraplanar being to help me and never emoted again. I thought you had lost your mind.
I did.
Clearly.
Because I had bled for you, sweat for you, did everything I could to keep us afloat. What more was a soul in that case?
Well, I suppose it's good to know that, if nothing else, your flair for the dramatic has survived. And he turns and leaves.
She looks like she's ready
Rami, how what do you call it? How close were they to a wall?
Let's not cause a diplomatic incident over an axe.
Oh, no, this is not going to be a diplomatic incident. No.
I mean, I'll say they were relatively close to 1Y.
Okay, as
'Cause she's
they're
furious.
walking past, Ramiel is actually going to slam their hand against the wall, maybe like inches in front of
You doing a
Vic.
Kamadon?
yeah, Solo Kabedon.
He, as you do,
Oh god.
he glances up at you.
Huh. My apologies. I thought I spied an insect. Best not to damage that pretty face of yours, huh?
Oh, there's absolutely no need to apologize, my dear prince. I can understand why you would mistake someone for an insect, given your company. And he continues on.
He's not, was it? I have a feeling that is not the last we've seen of him.
Probably not.
Fuck him!
Bacante leans over. Can we kill him?
No, it's not was it. He's not was it. He's a famous singer, and he got mad because I revealed in front of his band crew just what a piece of shit he is, and he tried to turn it around on me because that is what he always does.
For someone so famous, he could not, at any point, hold a candle to my mother.
That is
She
probably
invented an entire genre of music.
Yeah, admittedly, he is not melody famous,
No.
but that is not a fair bar to hold anyone to.
no, and
Oh,
and-
Ramiel doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah, and Nova will just kind of listen. I have made my peace that as much as he is a piece of shit, he is an excellent singer and lute player, but he does not need to be involved in my life. And hopefully, if he decides that having the last word is going to make him feel better about himself, I will let him have the last word. But I said my piece.
For
Nova,
what
if
it's
he
worth, he certainly did seem distasteful.
Nova, if he makes himself a nuisance, I will not hesitate. And I am pretty sure the line for that is, well,
You'll have to fight for it, I'm guessing. They say as they look over
kind of like
it.
glancing at Ayla and Brayley, yeah.
Ayla just like coiling around her.
Yeah, I feel like
Ayla's trying out to be a scarf.
Like a piece of armor at this point.
Ramiel, by the time you get to your turn, he won't even be cinders on the wind.
He sucks.
Your little-
I forgot that Brayley was currently Picante, because if Brayley was also a girl, he was gonna ask if he turned you gay.
Hmm.
Callie's saying that because I had an ex ask that.
Oh my god.
Excellent.
not to me, to a mutual friend. It was
Yeah.
to a mutual friend. Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Not the
I
ex
would've-
you
I
know,
would have
Cara,
said, like,
different
yeah,
ex.
shit, bitch, yeah.
so with some of you having a good taste in your mouth from the delicious breakfast, and some of you having a much more bitter taste in your mouth
Yeah.
at the company that you were all paid visit by, you all head on up to the castle.
Yeah.
Castle Treya is a large, well-fortified structure. It is designed to be the northern embankment of the loch, and it is incredibly well armed. You get the feeling that, well, the legend is that 100 ships could try to breach Castle Treya, and 100 ships would be destroyed. It is very well fortified. But you make your way up. You are quickly shown into the council chambers, where people are all starting to gather and meet. As you are entering, you see that Felicia is in there and is speaking with a Verde Dragonborn girl who looks to be maybe in her early 20s. She is wearing a lovely dress in green and gold, and she kind of glances over, and Felicia quickly waves and motions you over.
Is this the princess?
She gives kind of a chuckle at that. Technically, yes. Very nice to make your acquaintance. I am Princess Shayna of the Verde. And thank you so much for taking seriously Felicia's request.
Of course. I hope that this will be a good thing for us both. I think there is much we can. There is much that you all deserve to know about this war.
As do I. I have to be honest with you. I didn't exactly have my father's permission to invite you. But,
Oh.
well, for him to say that now would mean that I went against his orders, which would suggest that there is, disharmony in our house. So he won't. So he's just made peace with that you're here.
Daddy's girl.
We shall endeavor not to press the point too much.
Thank you. But I think it's important that you're here. There are whispers among the Council of Seven that they are preparing for war against the Children of the Deep. And I think there can be another way forward. But only if dialogue is had, and, well, hence you are all here.
Is there anything that I assume that you will have to keep quiet for your father's sake, but is there anything that your father is looking for that would give us an understanding of your situation?
My father is likely to be the easiest person to win over on the council. Unlike the other rulers of the Verde, he is on the front lines of this war, dealing with the Draconic Legion here. As far as the Eris go, well, there are many of them that are out for blood at the moment, especially those down in the jaw. But as far as the Verde go, well, the other two rulers of the Verde are further inland and don't have to deal with some of the realities that we do on a day-to-day basis. So I think my father, King Treya, will be the easiest of the people you'll have to win over.
Very well. What about the others then? What are they looking for?
Yes, she kind of motions to a few of them to kind of give you a rundown. The heiress woman over there is Counselor Kiva. She is one of the 7 counselors and has been sent to represent the interests of Eris's cloister and handle these negotiations. They are in something of a panic in Eris's cloister as a renewed military effort along the Jaw has, well, many of the long-holding defenses of the Eris and of the Warden Republic are beginning to fall on that direction.
Was that my fault?
Yes, it was.
Oh, good. Oops. We're
She-
just gonna ignore that.
She looks at you.
Yeah.
I will warn you that Counselor Rune, she points over at another Dragonborn man looking to be in his 40s. He was originally from Lostport, which recently fell. So his area is actually under contestation at the moment. He is the main counselor of the Jaw, and he believes the Children of the Deep are responsible for the Draconic Legion pushing in on the Jaw. He is one of the ones most advocating for war against the Children of the Deep right now.
Okay, well, I mean, he's not wrong, but he's also not right.
Over there is the youngest member of the council, Counselor Vorshek of the Verde. He is still growing used to his position. He only recently took it over and is rather meek and malleable, in my opinion. Not a good trait for a counselor. He seeks a peaceful resolution in a war that is 15 years old. Or 20 years old, sorry.
Well, that is the... if we can manage such a thing.
Yes. Canis crosses his arms as he looks at the out across the room and nods to you all. Well, will the Queen be joining us? And she nods. Queen Vanya will likely be here, yes. Very well. I think then... Uh-oh. And you see his gaze caught someone, and he quickly, shrunk back a little bit as she looks over. Oh, yes, Admiral Sanu of the Verde. That is a name that you all know. Admiral Sanu of the Verde is 61 years old and is a living legend in his own right. He is a hero in the Warden Republic as he oversaw the famous 19-day campaign during which his fleet defeated the, at the time, superior Azur's Remembrance fleet 7 times in 19 days. He is literally the reason that Azur's Remembrance was trapped in Mitra Scaleth for so long, because despite having a smaller, less equipped fleet, Sanu outmaneuvered and destroyed something like 70% of the Azur's Remembrance fleet over a course of 19 days.
Damn.
Shit.
Yes, he is a very famous war hero, and he has been promoted to Admiral. And as he lays eyes on Canis, his eyes widen, and he marches across the room drawing his sword immediately
Oh.
before a booming voice raises up. Admiral Sanu, you will stow that blade immediately. As you look up and see King Treya entering the room. And the Admiral looks up as he is now only a few feet away from Canis. This man is a pirate and wanted in every port along the entirety of the Warden Republic. Well, here, he is a diplomat, at least today, and I will not have bloodshed in my court. Am I understood? Canis kind of glances at Admiral Sanu, who just glares at him. How many times have you slipped through my fingers? And Canis gives kind of a haughty smile. I do enjoy being pursued. And he glares. Your days are numbered, Mistal. I will get you eventually. And he huffs and walks off across the room.
Ramiel kind of like slides in front of Canis.
Canis smiles at you. Worry not. We are here as diplomats, and even he is not so brash and bold as to cause a scene like that.
No, but it's important that he knows that you are not alone. And Ramiel links his fingers with his.
He holds your hand. Just kind of looks out. There's a face I have not seen in some time. Not since he destroyed my fleet, in fact. I suppose it makes sense he would have gotten the promotion to Admiral and made a council member.
This will be... no offense, Canis, but I think this will be more difficult to navigate than when we were at Azure's Remembrance trying to get to our fleet.
Yeah, I think so. I get the sense I should not have come.
Well,
That damage is done. We'll have to figure it out.
indeed.
And if he tries to start shit outside of here, we've got your back.
Thank you.
I'm feeling a bit sparky still. So
The council runs on a majority rules, so we only need to convince 4.
No pressure. Is there 7?
There are 7 counselors, although not all of them are here. Only 5 are actually in attendance.
Okay,
So in fact, you'll only have to convince 3.
Okay.
There is the 5 counselors in attendance are King Treya, Admiral Sanu, Counselor Kiva, Counselor Vorshak, and Counselor Rune. You know Counselor Rune is blaming the Children of the Deep for the current struggles of the Jaw, and he's not entirely wrong.
Listen, okay?
Counselor Vorshak is the young and malleable one who is still kind of seeking peace. Counselor Kiva represents the interests of Eris's cloister and is more concerned with the encroachment than really casting blame. Admiral Sanu, you don't really know what his goals or efforts are, but you know he hates Canis's guts.
Yeah.
And King
Yeah.
Treya is someone who sits on the front lines of this war every day. His people suffer, and so he is probably the most pragmatic of any of them.
Okay.
And I think that's where we'll wrap up for tonight, actually. I think
Sounds
that's a
good.
good spot for us to stop, and then next
Yeah.
time we'll do some courtly politics.
Yeah, I was about to say. Oh,
Yeah.
God. Put my L5R hat on.